Hello, it's Dan Max, another game of League Ranked. Anyways, I'm here giving you guys the one that I told you was going to happen. And here it is. Okay, so on this one, guys, I tilt. And I tilt hard. Like, I realize I tilt maybe midway through the game. I was so peed off. I was so fucking pissed off. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was that. Oh man, one thing I hate the most when people play is cheesers. Oh my god, the Cheez-Its were real on this one, guys. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. There was so much Cheez-Its in this game. Oh, I hate that. Hate that with a passion. Alright, so they have Gragas top on this one. And they mostly have AP Lux, AP Malphite, which I think he went tank, and then AP Gragas. Okay, so here's the story. This is how this whole entire thing started. Okay. Oh, look at that, Yas. Oh, I hate that. All right, so as you see there, what's his name is dying already. The rat. No one's helping him. No one's helping him. I see no help. They let him die. Okay, so
Minions have spawned.
what ended up happening there is Twitch said in the very beginning, before the whole entire game, in the little comment section, he was all like, guys, yeah, I'm not gonna try real hard in this game. You know, I'm just giving you. I'm not a try hard. You know, that's what he said. You know, since the very beginning. And so everybody besides me started complaining immediately. Oh, fucking troll! Why did we get a troll already? Blah blah blah. This and that. And so then he ends up dying there in the beginning, and everybody just wailed at him. They were okay. One thing that I hate the most, people, okay, is you telling the opposing team what's happening in your team. You can't be a fucking dick and expect them to care about it. If they know that you guys are breaking down, guess what they're gonna do? If they're smart, at least, hit you hard and make your team break from the inside. That's what's gonna happen. By the way, I was whooping this fat fuck's ass right there. Look at that, bam, bam. Look at that, bam, bam. See, I was whooping his ass. Anyways, so look at that, just whooping his ass right there, just whooping his ass. So yeah, so they were literally flaming him the game, and I was actually trying to keep it under control. I was actually telling him, hey, you know, don't say anything. He might come back. You never know. This is a team game. You know, I was like, you never know. He might come back. So while they kept talking shit, I think, yeah, they kept talking shit, and this guy just kept being a cheeser. Comes, hits, and leaves. Look at that. Hits and leaves. Waits till his cooldown is down to do another hit. Like right there. Like I had him right there too. See, he was losing he was losing these trades with me. He even missed that one. Look at that. The only reason he kept in the game is because I kept getting hit by the damn turret. So right here, Malphite comes up, and I knew I should have just backed up because I was a little too close. But I knew I had him. And then he flashes this thing there. Look at this. Let's see if he flashes this thing. Look at that. People, do not flash your shit if you're being pushed back, like being pushed over there, and then you get help from your jungle, right? Unless it was actually you by yourself, and you didn't use the turret, and you somehow outplayed the opponent without being a Cheez-It, alright, like this motherfucker is being. All he does is hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. That's a Cheez-It tactic. There's no actual skill involved. They'll be, oh, we'll take skill landing all the shots. No, it's just to press the buttons and then you hit and then you run, hit and you run. That's a poor strategy. That means you can't fight one-on-one. You can't fight one-on-one. You're supposed to be called a cheeser. By the way, so I died first there. And they really didn't say nothing. It was afterwards, actually. Now, I'm also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I kind of went the tanky version up front, and I got tired immediately right then and there, because they kept talking shit to Twitch. I don't know if you know, there's 4 deaths, and Yas died, Twitch died, Blitz died, I died, and we have not seen the jungle at least once. That jungle's been helping out these people, so you'll see that the jungle did pretty well there. So here's the fight back up top. I'm still bullying him. Look at this. Like all he does is just stay back and wait till the turret fucking hits me or catches me off guard or something, or this guy's there to fight. So there's nothing wrong with playing safe, okay? But if you start shining your thing because you're playing safe, oh my god, that's like practically saying that you are trash. I don't know where the hell this Fiddle is. Look at this Fiddles, man. He's taking like forever. He's barely level 3. I don't know what the fuck he's been up to. I didn't even pay attention. So Fiddle's getting chased right now by their jungle. I'm over here trying to beat up this guy. I don't know what the hell was that. Looked like a glitch. Look at that. Like, I keep on trading the guy, and I don't have Ignite. If I would have Ignite or, yeah, Ignite or maybe even Thunderlords, I think I might have been able to beat this guy flat out, straight out. Like, you know, just if I went on a one-on-one fight. But my runes were actually more defensive, and I decided to put an offensive item first. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that Cheez-It, man. That's a fucking Cheez-It, by the way. I hate Cheez-Its. All he was doing, I don't even notice, he would wait back, wait till you guys Thunderlords, and then he would come in and hit. Which is, I guess you can say, good strategy. But, I mean, I don't know. That's like fighting like Mayweather. Okay, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. You know you're going to get knocked out, so playing D, and then you take your cheap shots whenever you can. So, after a while, though, things started to change. So anyways, so Gragas has 2. And I'm telling him right now, I'm telling him, you suck. I was like, you know, you're not good. I was like, you have a strategy that can only work for so long. After that, you're toast. Because if you can't burst me down after a certain amount of time, it's over. Like, I win. Like, that's it. Like, I end up winning this. And I told him, I said, you're not winning lane. Evidently, you're not winning lane because I keep pushing you back, and really the minions do damage. So every time I hit him, the minions really, I think, did more damage than he did. And as you can see, he's getting stuff from somewhere else too. And I'm technically kind of going tank. Like I said, I have that damn, you know, undying bullshit. I keep getting hit by the damn turret too. Yeah, I guess it's fucking cheap. I don't know if you noticed, but I keep fighting on his side, on his end of the little field there. If I wanted to, like literally if I wanted to, I could like back up and play his style, but nobody would win that. Like he would probably try to cheese it even more and like stall lane or something like that. So it would technically be a draw. So I was trying to force him to fight against me, or at least to prove that I'm dominant. That guy, man, I swear. Only because I went tank. If not, I would have fucking just murdered his face. But as you see, he keeps running from me, so evidently he still doesn't have what it takes to kill me until just here in a whole minute. I mean, he already has a full item on. Look at that. Compared to my half an item. So the fact that I'm actually still in the game is pretty impressive. And right there, me and him are just spinning out. Now, these guys are talking a lot of shit also. They're telling me, why am I dying so much, or whatever it is. And I'm telling them, well, I have not seen Fiddles gank top at all. Actually, I don't even know if he ganked any other side. And I think he ends up getting fought there. I don't know if he dies. No, he doesn't die. I try helping him out, but no, I saw him leave. Yeah.
Rampage.
Yeah, he doesn't even do any damage to me, really. Look who he has over there. I saw him too, and I didn't care. And look, he shines his little thingy again. Yeah, see, look at that. Oh, come on. Fucking Jesus. He kept getting help. So the reason I told him is that he wasn't going to beat me in the lane, and he wasn't, but he had help. And not once have I seen the fucking Fiddles go up there. That Fiddles was pretty much trash until later on. He was actually decent late game, but he was right there. They're hamming me. That's why I stayed there a while, because they're like talking shit to me about, oh, Gragas beat you. I was like, and they're talking to the other team. So at this point, ladies and gents, don't do that. It's 11-0, by the way. But they really haven't done anything with the whole entire thing. I don't know if you noticed. The previous, if you look at one of my games where I was mid and I was, wailing on the DC character, I took that turret all by myself. I didn't really get any help. If you notice, Gragas, he's getting all these kills for me and stuff like that, and he's talking shit to me too, by the way. I'm tilted at this point. Look at this guy. I don't even know what the hell he's doing. This Yas does no damage. By the way, the ones that were talking shit were Yas and Fiddles. Blitz really wasn't saying too much. But anyways, let's go back to me, because I'm already behind. By the way, this guy's like thinking he's all big and bad and juicy. I keep telling him to like stop running away from me. I was like, why do you run away from me when we fight? I was like, is it because you know I can destroy you? I was like, you have to be cheap. You have to resort to flight strategies. And I believe any character that does a flight strategy is just being cheap. So now you'll be like, well, some of these characters do that. Well, if you choose that type of character, then that's who you are. I don't know how he saw me. There was no ward there. That is weird. I don't know. So Twitch is 0-2. Look, we're all 0-4, 0-2. But the reality is that they have not done anything with it yet. They're 0-12. This game should have been over already. But it's not. He's way ahead of me on everything.
Has been destroyed.
I get to see him there too, so I know he's coming. He thought I was gonna run for him. Look at him. I'm not running from him. I'm not running from me for being a little bitch since the beginning. And Yas obviously tries to go kill him. I didn't ask him. He doesn't. He can't even play right. He really does no damage either. Yeah, he lives, I remember that. Anyway, so we finally got our first kill. Blitz got somebody. And it's about the 13th death of ours. And Yas just I thought Gargant was like, maybe your buddy could kill me. I was like, I didn't even ask him to go kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I told him, I said, I will kill you. So you will lose, is what I told him.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Killing spree.
I wasn't done with that turret either. I do like no damage. I don't know if you notice this game from the other games that I do damage on the others. I don't do damage on this.
Killing spree.
Look at that turret, man. That turret's always hitting me, man. I ain't afraid of him. As soon as I got one kill, then that's it. But yeah, that's me tilted. That's when I play really bad. So I had to show y'all what tilted looks like. I didn't give a shit about him. It's horrible play action. No one did anything to stop him from getting the rift. By the way, the reason I'm taking there a long time is because everybody's talking shit at this moment. They want to forfeit, they want to quit, and all this stuff. I don't want to quit because I want to take out that Gragas. I want to show him that his build is bad. Five 0-1, ladies and gents. Remember when I was 5-0-0? Just so you can see the difference between what a good player can do and a bad player does. He was like all gun ho and mighty, by the way, in his little chat speakings. The big bad Gragas supposed to. So when you're behind, first thing you gotta do is you gotta know when you fucked up, like really bad, and gain composure. Look, he keeps running from me. Look at that. Look at that. So I know in a straight up fight I can beat him. I didn't even stop going after him. I was trying to prove him a point. I was trying to prove that he's the one that's running all the time and it's not me. And we were still talking shit there. By the way, I also know that I'm not worth anything right now, so I mean, an extra death doesn't really do anything. As long as I get to stall him, it all works out. And my own team was flaming me. They were telling them that I was a bad Garen, by the way. They're like, yeah, look at him, he's a bad Garen. He doesn't know what he's doing. Report him, that sort of stuff. And I told them straight up, I was like, hey, look, man, you can't be telling people. They finally got him there, by the way. Those two people. I didn't want to chase him either. Scare him off a little. And they were like, this Garen sucks, he's a noob and stuff like that. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's trolling. He's trolling like the rat. They were saying to Ben, or to go ahead and give me and the rat reportings. But then the reds started actually coming back there shortly. I don't know if you noticed, he finally got his first kill there.
Shut down. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
The red wasn't doing too bad. I was doing worse than he was. Like he was 2-2-2 at that point. I was just trying to catch up and make my build because since I already had decided to go a little bit tanky, I wanted to do some damage first. Since my runes were tank, my runes and my masteries were tank, I wanted to add at least 2 offensive items first. Especially because I noticed what the fat piece of shit was doing initially, so. And usually I end up beating Gragas's very easily. Like pretty quickly, without much trouble. But like I said, he did get help up top, and not once did I see Fiddles like try to counter gank or anything. I kind of think about it, Fiddles wasn't even doing anything. He was talking a lot of shit, like 0-3-1 too. And then Yash was talking a lot of shit. He was 1-5-3, so they weren't that different from me. 1-6-3. Blitz, like I said, wasn't the only one that was talking shit. I think this is where I get my first kill. Oh, so they did see it. Here I was playing a little smarter. I wasn't going in anymore because I got my first kill, and I wasn't going to please that fat piece of shit anymore. Because I know he was thinking that he could probably kill me again, and he could have. The way they were playing very well there. And I did notice that, so I didn't want to risk it. He thought I was gonna retreat. You see how he always plants it like ahead, like where I would flash to? Oh, I took a lot of hits there. I took a lot of shots there.
Legendary. Killing spree.
So I had to get rid of that one because I didn't want that turret going down either. That turret was going to go down whether I helped or not. So
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Fiddles was talking shit there too. Look at all those wards. These guys are. He's saving that. So yeah, I kind of cooled off there a little bit and decided to play because I noticed that they weren't that good. Is what I noticed. And we could beat them. Those guys are always tough. They wanted me to help there, but I said, fuck this. I have so many minions. I gotta get more gold. I need to get an objective. And that was the first objective we got. Now remember I said that the majority of them were AP? That's why I had this build. I noticed that this build usually takes a while to get going. Now, like I said, I usually don't start AD. And the reason I usually don't start AD, I don't know how he knew I was there. Look at all those bars. Oh, that fuck was there. He got me with Ignite. Did he have Ignite? Yeah, he did. He still does no damage. At least he does. That rat was carrying it there in a whole second.
Blue team's turret has
My
been
job there was not to give him that third one. Man, I was so slow. And I didn't. I actually was able to save that stuff. If I would have gave her a little bit more time, they would have gotten that one. Now, I hear a lot of people would quit. You know, they were still talking shit, but they were saying, "Wow, the rat's actually coming back," and then they were still blaming me. It's very ironic how this game goes, by the way. But pay attention because this might teach you a little bit something about gold. This is gold, by the way. Gold and silver. They're talking shit to me here, by the way. But I was playing a little smarter. I'm just so behind. Look at that fat fuck having like all those items. I still didn't do enough damage. That really pisses me off.
red team has slain
That fiddles though.
blue team's inhibitor.
So we got our inhibs back, which is good.
Blue team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Get that. I don't know what the hell that Gragas was doing, but he got super cocky. He was 11-2.
Red team's turret.
That's pretty good. We're trying to take as many turrets as possible. And I didn't want that fat piece of shit to leave, so I knew he was gonna stay there. If I stayed there, and he did. It's just perfect. Now, I don't know if you feel it, but there's a momentum change in here. That's how I knew that we had a chance of winning this game. That's also how I knew that they were actually pretty bad. There's a way to close every game, and there's a time frame to close it, and if you don't close it throughout that window, it becomes increasingly more difficult as time passes. Doesn't mean it's impossible, it's just more difficult for one side or the other. So here's another little good fight here. Out there. Fiddles went in. That's one. I was gonna chase, but I decided not to. He would have died if I wasn't there.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
That rat was good, man. I don't know if you noticed, but the two people now that are actually doing everything is me and the rat. Funny how things switch up, huh? Took everything. Now you're starting to see why my build took a little bit longer to build, but it's becoming a lot stronger than what you normally face against.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Now we're getting gold back. I wasn't gonna fight him. Even though we're the same level and he has that thing, I wasn't gonna fight him. Cause see, that's actually what I should have done since the very beginning. I didn't want to do it because I wanted to prove a point that he's not that good. If I wanted to, I could play the same strategy and I would win. It would just take like longer. So we have everything wide open, by the way. I'm surprised they're not doing anything to take our shit. Everything though, that took everything.
Legendary. Shut down.
Look at that right there. You don't have to fight to do what you gotta do.
Red team's turret.
She does no damage to me either. Look at that, man. Perfect. Straight through the middle. Objectives, baby. Objectives. Know when you can go kill something, and then know when you're not going to, but you don't need to. Like, for example, I didn't even give a damn about Lux. Lux could do whatever it is that she wanted to do, and it still wouldn't have gone through me. She needed help. Those extra 3 people to take me down there in the end. So I'm back. I'm trying to put on the new one. That new one works well with Spear Visage. I think it's called Warrior or something. The new tank item. It gives you a shitload more of magic resist than you could have probably tanked on earlier on. My magic resist right now is at 319. I have never seen that before. And that was it. That was the game. Look at that. They forfeit. Thank you, ladies and gents. The rat got really big. The one that they thought was going to be a problem. And he said he wasn't going to try. And then I got really big too. They thought I was the trolls and I wasn't the problem. And you could get to see who the problem was. It was between Yas, the fucking jungle that was almost non-existent most of the time, and Blitz was kind of decent. So really, you ended up seeing who was, the actual team members that were needed to be fed, which was me and the fucking rat. So it's so weird how the games play out at times. That rat was doing some serious fucking damage to there in the end. But he's the one that said in the beginning that he wasn't going to try. And then, those two started flaming on him. Like, they even wanted to dodge. They were talking shit. And there's the one, I think, the ones that tilted me initially. Just because of all the stupid shit that they were saying. And I always know that there's a chance. There's always a chance. I mean, I've seen it in the pros. Maybe it's less of a chance as you get higher up the ladder, but in gold, there's always a chance. Trust me. It's like there's a bunch of silver players, that just know how to press some buttons on the board. Just like Gragas, for example. He's just a player that knows how to press buttons on the board. But evidently, he doesn't know, long-term game planning just in case. And then he doesn't know really good team fighting. Besides, I think they were already getting exasperated there in the end. They were losing hope because they noticed that their Nexus was open and we were going to go bust them a new one. By the way, he stopped talking shit. Gragas, in fact, when I went to the victory screen or the extra screen, Gragas didn't say anything. He just ditched it. I was talking shit there in the end. I talked shit throughout the whole entire game. I was like, if you're gonna flash your little thing and taunt me, you better be ready to talk some shit throughout the whole entire game. Whether I win or lose, I was gonna talk shit because you don't say you're really good if you can't do it by yourself. If you need someone else, yes, it's a team game. I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't flash your thing if you need your team member to get there. Now, if you do it all by yourself and you fuck them up and you keep fucking them up by yourself, then you can flash your thing because hey, you're stating you're better than they are. But this motherfucker wasn't better. And I knew it since the beginning. Just hit and run, same fucking technique over and over. He was spamming a Cheez-It. That's what he was doing. I call those Cheez-Its. Because he's a fagel. Anyways, y'all got to see it there. That I ended up giving all of our team members teamwork because they ended up believing. In the end, they ended up sacrificing for us, for me and him. And in fact, there where I took down that second tower, they're like, yeah, that's scaring my boy. And I was like, hey, man. I was like, I told y'all. It's just I had no help, and he had help. He had help twice. That's the only reason why he took down my turret. So he was able to capitalize at least on those. But at the same time, I already knew he wasn't good. So he was decent, at best. Decent. And it showed there in the end. It showed he was in the fight the whole entire time. Twitch just caught them off guard. All of them. That's what you call... Twitch wasn't doing that all game. In other words, he wasn't spamming it. That's when you know you got a good player. One that doesn't spam and kind of keeps you guessing half of the time. They're not going to do the same thing over and over and over. Garen, you can spam him, but at the same time, if you use him wisely and you build him correctly, oh my god, there's nothing then you can do to stop him. He'll just go and take whatever he needs to take, and it's going to cost you. On an arm and a leg, and that's actually what happened. I took down those fucking turrets all by my lonesome. Just because everybody got... See, that's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. That is the difference. About knowing what's important. knowing the objectives, knowing your time frame, knowing when to strike. It's great to know how to fucking mash the combo buttons, stuff like that, because you do need those. But that's like on the lower tier, man. You're talking about bronze and silver. And you can get a gold that way too. You can get a gold just mashing buttons and not knowing what the fuck is going on in the game. But when you look at the bigger objective, that's where you can climb to platinum, diamond, and all this other good stuff. At the same time, you gotta carry. So some of these characters, for example, Garen, he really can't do too much of that. There's a limit, but with this new setup that this new patch has provided, there might be some hope of him being able to carry, because they gave tanks more favoritism. So you never know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. So, anyways, there you guys have it. Never quit. Never surrender. Never give up, especially if you're in gold. Even in platinum, I've seen it be done. If the pros can do it, that means it can happen anywhere in between, because you know these guys are not pros. And even if they are pros and you see that it happened in the pros, and you know they can still make a mistake, and you never know when that mistake will come. Like that one was a bad fight they had there. Twitch, great maneuver. Very fucking great maneuver by Twitch. You have to hand it to him. I just got there to clean up the Gragas. He couldn't do anything after that. He still had his little bang right on top of him. There was no way he was going to beat. Even if Twitch wasn't there was no way he was going to beat me. He knew he was dead. His only hope was to run away from me. But then Twitch would easily take that out. And I would have helped Twitch out. And he wouldn't have been able to kill both of us. So anyways, there you have it. Good fight. Good night. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment, subscribe. Tell us what you thought about that fight. And bye.